Week's NXT saw Samoa Joe reinstated and Indy Hartwell put her foot down with the way. The black and gold brand will follow through this week. Johnny Gargano takes on Dexter Lumis with Hartwell's heart on the line. Dakota Kai also turned on women's champion Gonzalez last week, and we'll see what's happened. And Ridgeholland's in action too. But we started things off with Hit Row versus Legato Del Fantasma. Hit Row tossed Legato Del Fantasma out of the ring before we officially started the match. Mendoza ducked a dive from Adonis, though allowing Wilde to tag in before tagging in the big guns of Hit Row. Wilde was placed up on top and tossed around the ring with a one-handed choke toss to get in control. Legato Del Fantasma battered Adonis with clotheslines in the corner, a double suplex, a springboard moonsault, then got a 2 count before a one-armed sidewalk splash set Dollar up for a big splash, but as he bounced off the rope, Santos Escobar cracked him with a chair, meaning a disqualification. Escobar sent Top Dollar into the steps, and Legato Del Fantasma were dominating. Escobar yanked the grill out of Swerve's mouth and placed a chair around his neck. Before he could do anything, Dollar pulled Swerve to safety. B-Fab hit Wild with a chair, and Dollar came in with a big double drop kick to Escobar and Mendoza. As Ashante battered Wild, they were planted Mendoza with a JML driver. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. To be honest, this was okay, but it just kind of feels like it's getting a bit repetitive now. You could say the storyline moved on, but yeah, I kind of want to see where it goes, to be honest. GM William Regal met Samoa Joe backstage and placed a large group of security around him. Regal said now that Joe was a competitor again, he wants to keep him away from the champ until TakeOver 36. And then we saw Dexter Lumis backstage with more art ahead of the match with Gargano later on, before we got Ridgeholland versus Commandero. This was Holland's first match back, and he hammered him with nasty shots. At that point, Giro was drubbed once he was forced into the plexiglass. A pair of double-arm trapped belly-to-belly suplexes left Giro in a bad way. Holland scooped Giro for an emerald Frozen for an easy win. NXT's Bruiserweight Pete Dunne then picked up the mic and said everyone thinks they're bad until a real man steps in the ring. Dunne said that they were the 3 most dangerous men in NXT. I'm going to give this 6 out of 10. This did exactly what he needed to do, put Ridgeholland over as it's his first match back since injury, so yeah, this was fine. Frankie May and Jessie Camille were lost last week, and Frankie was furious. She said that Jessie and Superman Robert Stone were needed to change and that they could take it or leave it. Before we got Bobby Fish versus Roderick Strong, former Undisputed Era brothers taking each other on. Fish rocked Strong with a knee to the gut early on. Fish then shrugged off the blow, bringing the former NXT and North American champion to the mat. Strong then attempted a transition into a choke, and a hellacious roundhouse caught Strong, bouncing off the rope, sending him to the apron. Fish fought back with more heavy kicks. Each strike seemed to take Strong further out of the match, and the ref pulled Fish over to Strong in the corner as he was dominating. Fish ducked a right hand and a black elbow to the jaw before Strong faced Fish on the ropes for a running forearm, followed by a big mat after a 2 count. Strong was caught with a schoolboy and barely kicked out at time, and he responded with a knee to the jaw and pinned Fish with the end of Heartache. This was a really good match. For me, probably the right result too. Roderick Strong's really getting over as leader of Diamond Mine. Before Grimes met the North $1 million champ LA Knight in the locker room to prepare for their match with grizzled young veterans. They questioned whether they could trust each other or not, but both claimed to be their word. And then we moved straight into GYV versus the two of them. Grimes started this match off, and Knight hammered Gibson once he got in, before grizzled young veterans eventually got on top and kept on the pressure early on. When Grimes fought with corner eventually, LA Knight wasn't there for him. Grimes tore his butler outfit off and turned into a 2-on-1 onslaught from GYV. Grimes bounced Drake's face off the apron. In the ring, Grimes planted Drake for a collision course, earning a near fall. He went for a cave-in, but Gibson distracted it, and GYV picked up a pretty simple win. After the match, Hall of Fame, $1 Million Man, came down to the ring. He told Grimes he needs to think of a way to get him out of this situation. I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10. I kind of feel like they're overdoing this butler stuff now. But anyway, Dakota Kai turned on Gonzalez last week, and Kai claimed that Raquel would be nothing without her, and she was responsible for Raquel capturing the title, and that she would win the title soon. Before we got Trey Baxter versus Jay Gacy in the breakout tournament. Joe Gacy ran over Baxter in the early stages, and Gacy, smash mouth style, hammered Baxter into the mat. Baxter responded with a springboard dropkick forced by a pair of suicide dives and a Fosbury flop. Gacy fought out of a sleeper through cannonballing into the corner with Baxter on his back. Gacy took Baxter up top, but Baxter sent him down to the mat. A 450-foot stomp sent Baxter into the semi-finals of the Breakout tournament. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Yeah, this was fine. It was pretty much all you wanted from a Breakout match, and I'm looking forward to the next round where he will face Odyssey Jones. But anyway, we saw in the NXT Tag Team Champions at a sushi restaurant, Io Shirai ordered something with Zoe Stark, just saying she'd have what her partner had. Though Shirai ate her, Stark hid hers under the table and across the restaurant. Shirai thanked the waitress and even hugged her to Stark's surprise. Shirai left Stark with a bill when Stark asked the waitress if she knew the former NXT Women's Champion. She said they just spoke the same language. Yeah, to be honest, I'm kind of intrigued to see where this is going. Before Indy Hartwell is asked who she's pulling for in the main event, Hartwell didn't give an answer, but said that if Dexter Lumis won, Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae wouldn't see he's not so bad. NXT champion Karrion Kross then stormed the announce table with a microphone, standing on top of a call with Samoa Joe. Joe ran down to the ring while security guards came down in hilarious fashion. Kross escaped just as Joe got to the ring, and the Samoan submission machine put one in on the guards in a coquina clutch, sending a message to Kross. I mean, like, this is fine, but with the whole Karrion Kross stuff Raw recently, I just struggled to take him seriously, which is really quite sad, to be honest. But anyway, you then got Dexter Lumis versus Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano took down Dexter Lumis with a series of arm drags early on. Hartwell urged him to give Dexter a chance. However, Lumis disappeared under the ring and Indy followed him. Candice came down to the ring and Gargano pulled both of them under the ring. Gargano sent Lumis headfirst into the plexiglass. He continued to punish Lumis and hit a suicide dive. They then traded strikes, with Lumis eventually getting back in control before Gargano sent Lumis into a distracted Hartwell, injuring her. He tried to check on Hartwell, but Gargano caught him on the floor with a flying door DT. After that, the one final beat spiked Lumis for the win, and a heartbroken Indy Hartwell walked all the way up to the stage, but then abandoned the way, and she went for Lumis. Not surprised. And yeah, this is just the beginning, because this is actually a really good storyline. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. A very, very good match too. Overall this week, NXT gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I thought this was a very up and down episode of NXT. There were lots of good bits in there, and some bits that weren't quite as good. But yeah, on the whole, it was a decent-ish show, and I can definitely say, for the most part, what direction they're heading. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts and comment down below. Remember to follow me on Twitter, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.